Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alghufron, and today I want to read the poem that titled "The Raven" by Edgar Allan Poe. And after I read the poem, I will uh, tell several analysis from the poem. So, uh, so let's begin. So, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and its separate, dying ember broke its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, faintly I had sought to borrow from my book surcease of sorrow, sorrow from the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angel named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertainly rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with a fantastic terror never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor answering entrance at my chamber door." Some late visitor answering entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door. Did I scared, was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber, turning all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard the tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what thread is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart Be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here a flung in the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in their step and steadily raven of the stately days of yore. Not the less of sense made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, proceeds above my chamber door, proceeds upon a booth of palace, just above my chamber door, proceeds and said, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the constant it wore, through teacheress bison and seven, though I said art sure no craven, ghastly, grim and ancient, raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what the lordly name is on the night Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungainly foe, to hear discourse so plainly, through its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Birds or bees upon the sculpture perched above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid, but spoke only that one word, as if his whole in that one word he did the outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friend have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said nevermore, startled, and the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what is utters, it is only stock and store, cooked from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his song one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I willed a questioned seat in front of birds and birds and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim and gaily, ghastly gown and ominous bird of yore, meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, though for whose very eyes no burned into my bosom core. This and more I sat deafening, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion velvet leaning, that the lamp like gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamp like gloating o'er, she shall press nevermore. Then, meadow the air grew denser, perfume from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfall tinkled unrafted the floor. Wretched, I cried, see God hath lent thee, by this angel he hath sent thee. Respite, respite and nepenthe from sea memories of Lenore. Quaff this kind nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the Reverend, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thinks of evil, prophets till if the birth of devil, whether tempered sand or whether tempest tossed, see her Azure. Desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me I implore. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. Prophet, say I, think of evil, prophet still, if a bird of devil. By that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul, with sorrow laden, if within distant Addin, it saw clasped and sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasped a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angel named Lenore. Quoth the Reverend, nevermore. Be that word or sign of pain perishing, bird or fiend, I shrink it upstirring. Get this back into the tempest and the night, Plutonian sure. Leave no black plum as a token of that light thee so had spoken. Leave me loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take tea brick from out my heart, and take thief from off my door. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. And the Raven, never flirting, still is sitting on the bust of palace just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the life o'er him streaming through his shadow on the floor. And myself of that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Okay, that's it. The poem, the title, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. So there's several analysis about this poem. So first is about the theme. The theme is about grief and despair. The central theme resolves around the profound grief and despair experienced by the narrator due to the death of Lenore. The relentless mourning is despised as a descent into madness emphasizing and the overwhelming nature of loss. And the next is about the tone. So the tone from the poem The Raven is melancholic and mysterious. The poem maintains a melancholic tone reflecting the deep sorrow of the narrator. The mysterious everfall of the raven adds an enigmatic quality heightening the emotional intensity. And mm, next analysis from my understanding is the rhythm and matter. Uh, the rhythm and matter from this poem is trochaic octameter. So, as example is when once upon a midnight dreary. So once is stressed as you is unstressed and pawn is stressed like once upon a time. Eh, once upon a midnight dreary. Mid is stressed and night is unstressed like once upon a midnight dreary. Okay, next to the another analysis is the rhyme scheme. So the rhythm scheme from the poem The Raven is ABCBB. So like let me tell the example like once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." So, at the first, once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, is we can call it A. The end of the word is weary, and the next is forgotten law. Law. We can say it B, and then while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there come a tapping, and we can call it C. And the next is as someone gently rapping at my chamber door. So the word door and the word law before lore and door is same in pronunciation. So we we can call it B. And after that, tapping at my chamber door again and more is the same. So the rhyme scheme from the poem The Raven is ABCBBB. Okay, next to the several figure of speech from the poem, from poem The Raven. So the simile from the figure of speech is as example, we can say that and the silken set are certainly rustling of its purple certain. So the analysis from this simile, like the comparison of the rustling sound to silk, emphasize the airy and melancholic atmosphere and sensing the sensory experience. The next figure of speech is metaphor. Example is and the raven never flirting, still is sitting. So the metaphorical use of the raven as a precedence uh, presence reinforce the idea that grief and loss linger indefinitely. So the next is personification. So the example is thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terror, never felt before. So the attribution of the ability to treat and fill with terror to surrounding personifies the narrator, heightened the uh, heightened emotional state. Okay, we go on to the next figure of speech is apostrophe. Apostrophe in the poem is when tell me what's the lordly name is on the night Plutonian shore. So the directly address to the raven asking for his name constitute as an apostrophe and rhetorical device where the speakers address a non-human or absent entity. Next figure of speech is allusion. Allusion is when uh, prophet, Sarai, think of evil, prophet, still, evil bird of devil. So the reference to the raven as a prophet alludes to the bird's mysterious and possibly supernatural nature, adding depth to its significance. So the next figure of speech is hyperbole. So the example from the poem is deep into the darkness peering. Long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. So the exaggeration of the narrator emotional turmoil through praise like dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before intensifies the impact of his grace. The next figure of speech is synecdoche. From the poem The Raven is quaff of quaff this quine nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore. So the use of nepenthe is a potion to induce forgetfulness, represents the desire to forget the larger pain of losing Lenore. And the next figure of speech is metonymy. Metonymy example from the poem The Raven is quotes the raven nevermore. The word nevermore is used metonymically to represent the raven persistent and omnivorous response embodying the idea of eternal loss and finality. And the last figure of speech is symbol. Symbol from the poem The Raven is the raven itself is a symbol of death and the narrator's inability to move on from his grief and haunting him with the word nevermore. So that's all about the poem titled The Raven and the analysis from myself. So thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.